Okay. So to start, yeah, pre-reading quickly. I'll set the timer. There are 4 words, 2 minutes. Give the definition to these words projected. Everybody, go.
I cannot see all the words. I can see just 2. Education transformation. Go put up. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Education.
Anytime soon, you can speak. It doesn't need to be dictionary definition. Yeah, what do you know about
it?
Oh, I can try.
Please do.
Education for me is the art of giving knowledge to other people.
Mm-hmm. Give knowledge, interesting use of words. Okay, go on, everybody.
Everything we learn in life, at school, in our life, with our friend. No, not friend, but in school, at college, from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
It's education, okay?
Okay.
all the other words, quick definitions, not just education.
Transformation, for me, is like an evolution on a human being.
Mm-hmm.
Metamorphosis, it's for a butterfly.
It's also a kind of transformation.
Yeah. It's a transformation for a butterfly. Okay.
Falsity.
It's false. Natalia.
Yeah, what is not.
It's Natalia.
What you cannot see the 2 minutes.
What do you mean it's not Natalie?
No, I'm kidding. Falsity.
What is not true? Like what is?
Yeah.
What is?
But it's so many things. It's maybe when we.
2 minutes. It was actually 3. I gave you 3. Yeah, I gave 1 extra. Okay, finish, Carol. It's so many things you were saying?
Yeah, but maybe the word is not when you buy something made in China, it's not falsity of the word, right?
No.
It's what? What word?
Like
an imitation. An imitation of something.
It's a copy.
Really?
Yeah. There's a specific term, but I don't. It's related to copy.
Oh, okay.
Could be a fake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But fake, when you say, "Oh, you're fake" or "you're false," they have different interpretations. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you said something related to give knowledge, school, evolution from parents, transformation for a butterfly would be metamorphosis, and something that's not true, basically.
For me, metamorphosis, it's a transformation in another level. It's a big transformation.
Okay. Okay.
like someone who vote in Bolsonaro in the future. He checks and they will vote in someone on left. You know, it's
It's a
Dilma.
metamorphosis. Yeah, okay.
It's like Sarah Winter.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay. There
Like
are four
Felipe Neto.
words. Oh,
Like
gosh.
Felipe
Okay,
Neto.
okay. I'm cutting you off. There are four words in this group which doesn't belong so much, in your opinion. I'm not saying there should be one.
false.
Why?
Because I think with an education you can have a transformation and metamorphosis. I'm sorry, metamorphosis. I have a
Metamorphosis.
problem.
More.
Metamorphosis.
So they belong somehow, the first three, and not Faust. Okay. What? Perolin gets sad. Yeah, he gets upset. Well, okay. Working with vocabulary. What is this?
It's a horse.
It's a horse. Yes.
My wife is crazy, man.
Does this horse, I don't know another term, live or not with the humans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you notice?
This is dress.
I was
That's a good
looking for the
definition.
words.
And his
That's a
hair
good
is
definition.
fine.
Just dressed.
Okay, that's a good term. Yeah. What is it?
Owl.
An owl. Owl. There's an L in the end. Yes. Owl.
Oh,
Okay. Horse, I'm not gonna ask you to spell because basics. How do you spell owl?
O W
Oh,
L.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. OWL. All right. Does it live with the humans? Maybe. Yes.
Just with
for
Harry
sure.
Potter. Yes, maybe
No.
it can be, but
I think-
not naturally.
In fiction scenes, he can be participate, but I don't remember.
Not
seeing
like a
him.
horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like a horse, domesticated
No.
and dressed, for example, like Natalie said. Okay. Okay, so it's an owl. Yes. All right. Okay, so this is just for me to make sure it's not part of the vocabulary to train you or anything. This is what I really would like for you to know.
Could put a little bit up the screen, Lou, please.
I can't because it will show the answer.
So I know the answer. Can I say it?
Yeah, please
Oh, no.
do. Okay, I think in this case, yeah.
I think everybody ride a horse.
Could be, but no.
Water in a
Bye.
Dress
Dress.
a horse.
How to dress a horse. Could
how
be.
to? It's not domesticate. How to?
Train.
Could be how to train a horse.
Train a horse.
Mhm.
But
But no.
What words?
I know the word. Wait, I don't want to see. Wait, I
Yeah,
know
don't.
what word it is.
So you said ride, dress,
Sell?
domesticate. What it is?
Sell?
Sell.
No.
Seal.
Seal a horse, maybe.
Seal, yes.
You
But
know,
it's not.
seal is like the animal.
I know, but the seller, like I don't know the name in English.
No, that's not possible. This one, no.
Okay.
Like I was thinking,
There is a Miley Cyrus song.
Oh my God. Really?
I can't hear you. Why? Everything froze.
there is a Miley
Yes.
Cyrus song. Continue saying.
Everything is frozen for me. Oh gosh.
Let
Nah.
it go. Let it go.
You bet.
Why are you singing Frozen?
Because you said everything is frozen.
Oh gosh. Okay. What the fuck are you doing? Oh Lord Jesus. Something happened back there. Okay. No other. I'll show you.
How to
Break a horse.
Break a horse.
wild break a horse.
Break in which sense?
Look at
Like stop?
this.
Lou, what are you doing?
I'm showing you on all the steps
Okay.
in the wiki help. You see? There are lots of steps.
Like domesticating.
Yeah, exactly.
Mounted was the word that I was trying to find. How
Yeah,
to mount a break.
So it would be how to break a horse. Okay, break a horse. Is it related to domesticate?
Yes.
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 Okay.
I
Could
guess.
it also be a synonym to train?
Yes.
Okay. When you do it to a horse, does it mean that you make it more familiar to humans? Okay.
Yeah.
Does it mean that it is shattered into pieces and dies?
No.
No. Okay, so it's not the original sense of break. Okay, but it is shocking because it's a phrase in English. I had never heard it before reading the book, and when I came across with the expression, I was like, "Why did you break the horse?" Yes. Because I had never heard it before. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then because of the context, I understood, but it's a bit weird. Yeah, that the synonym to train is to break somehow. Yeah. Okay. When you break a horse, is it because originally the horse was sweet or feral?
Feral.
So feral would be a synonym to what? It's also a song by Rolling Stones.
Wild.
Wild, exactly. Okay, so you only break wild horses. Yeah, or of course, if the horse is born already in a family of domesticated other domesticated horse, the process of breaking horse will be different. Yeah, but it will somehow be trained. Yeah? Okay, how do you spell it?
Break.
This word, yeah.
B
R
Mm-hmm.
E
E
A K.
A K.
Key or K?
K. Sorry.
K. KKK. No. My Lord, no. Don't say Jesus. Don't say this. That's horrible. Okay. All right. So now you were able to indeed read the text. Oh Christ, I don't have it here, but you have it, yeah?
Yeah.
For the first reading step, you will read the entire text, yes, and answer the question below. What do the texts have in common? How are they different? There are two. They are really short. I'm going to give you 2 minutes for you to answer this question. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, go. Start. One more minute. Go to text 2 if you haven't yet. Time's up. What do the texts have in common? How are they different?
I think in
57.
the
I'm
both
not finished yet.
tests,
Sorry.
the guys try to
I'm vagabond.
take care of animals.
Taking care of animals, common,
Yeah.
okay?
So they have that in common. So in the first test, I forgot the name. Shao. The Shao tried to break a horse to domesticate it. And the second one, until I read, the Loki tried to rescue a own.
Okay, all right. Anything to add, the rest of you?
I think
That
they have
in-
you can.
Go.
They have in similar that the characters are afraid of these animals. The second one, it's not the character is not afraid because the owl is hurt.
Owl.
Ow.
Is
Yeah.
is hurt, but the character says that it would be afraid in other situation.
Okay, all right. So there's fear in common there. Okay, all right. Natalie, you were going to
I
say
was
something?
going to say that in the text of the owl, in the end is released. So, like instead of the horse, they keep and they domesticate and etc. And the owl, the difference like they take care, but they domesticate, like they let it go after as well. So it's a different
Okay.
relation with the animal. Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. So both talk about animals, both about taking care. There's some fear from the character related to this animal somehow. Indifference. One is let go of, the other no. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just to make sure, remember, it's general reading. So the first step, I only give you short time because you have to make it quick. Okay. So there were 2 texts. I calculated like a minute each. So like in a magazine at the doctor's office, like we had talked about before. Okay, don't worry. When I tell you like, oh, there's 1 minute and you still haven't finished one,
Change it.
change and take a look at the other so you are able to, at least know, yeah, because the question was what do they have in common, so you would need a comparison, okay, not just one. Okay. Second reading step, gathering specific information, more time, okay. How are the animals described? You're going to look for sentences to answer these 2 questions on the screen. Read them in silence. Okay, so both questions are about saying something, yeah? In a text, how do you find sentences that were said?
We
That
quote.
someone, between quotations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Joey from Friends does, but incorrectly.
I'm sorry.
So quote, in between quote, you're going to find a saying, yes. But sometimes in this we would say it's direct speech, yes, it comes in between quotes. It can be indirect. So you're going to find something like he told me, yes. He talked. She said. Yeah, so you need to look for this kind of expression to find the information. All right?
All right.
4 minutes for both questions. So 2 minutes each text. Okay?
Okay.
Set the timer. Go. Two more minutes.
You look in the screen, there is the tail, like S. Suddenly, there's an S.
We've got some seconds. Are you able to answer already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No need to listen to the bell then. I was arranging things here with the cat, and then I put the headphones on and I heard S. I said, "Why are they talking about S?" Okay,
Gotta use S.
it's Joanna's.
Ah.
Oh God. Okay. What does Sean say about horses?
Horses don't like things where they can see him. Best to get him used to the saddle in front. Then, when he's real comfortable with it, with the way it smells and feels, we can move it around back.
Okay, so this is the direct sentence they said, yes?
Mhm.
Rephrasing in our own words, what do we need to do with horses? Well, think about it, yeah? Anything
Mhm.
else about horses?
Yes, wait, there's another thing. Um, uh, I'm sorry, I lost in the test. If someone knows.
An hour later, the saddle was cinched.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Mm.
At that time,
But this is the action. What is actually said and discussed, talked about the horses?
There was the
that
time for the
was
mount.
the time to mount.
Uh,
Mounting.
Okay, there was after some steps, it was possible to do it. Okay, all right. Anything else to add? Someone else?
No.
Okay, Sean. All right. What does that say about the owl?
That say the wing would take weeks to mend, and take the owl would wake up long before 10.
Okay, so there was time for recovery, but then okay, okay. Any other?
He continues,
In the end.
talk about the owl.
That
In the end.
that said, you can say.
The chances are better. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. No, tell me.
Because they were saying at the same time, and I was like, I'm gonna resolve this. That said, chances were better with the mountain than with us. It didn't belong, it couldn't be taught to belong.
Okay. Does the narrator say anything about each of these animals?
I didn't understand the question.
What does the narrator say
Ah.
about each of them?
I'm sorry, I can't understand. What?
The narrator. You told me what it is that Sean and Dad said about the animals. What does the narrator say about them?
The narrator?
The person who narrates the story.
Ah, okay. Oh.
About the horse, the narrator said that he had never been feral.
Okay.
So he could not hear the maddening call of the other world.
Ah, okay. All right.
And then she was terrified at the beginning as well because she had another vision of what a horse is at the beginning. No?
Okay. She was terrified of horses. Okay. All right. Well, yes, because the person narrating is a woman. Okay. Now, you're going to go over the text for the second time, specific again. and you will need to find words related to the animals specifically. So parts of the body of these animals. Also, as Natalie pointed out, the horse is dressed. So you will need also for the horse to look for words to describe what it is, this dressing. Okay? I know it's not a vocabulary that you are used to, maybe not, and also a vocabulary that was not in this part of the lesson, yes, to prepare you. But because of the context, maybe you are able to find most of the words. Let's practice just a bit, yes? Owls and horses, what is this part of the body?
Head.
Like humans, yes, head. So, all right. Owls specifically have like birds. What is it?
Wings.
Wings.
Exactly right. You said something about this object.
Saddle.
Yeah. So you have already read a part of the text. Now you're going to read again both the tests in 4 minutes to look for this specific vocabulary. Okay? All right. I'll project it here and set the timer. Go.
Bem. Amen.
Two more minutes. You can move to the other text if you still haven't.
Mm.
Wake up, girls. Like,
Wake up, boys. Wake up.
wake up, girls. Oh, Ana Maria. Well, so the owl, the horned owl. What are the parts of the body related to it? Tell me.
I think wing.
Mhm.
Talon is a part of the.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain talon, but it's the part of takes things and stretch.
Yes, exactly. That takes things. That's very long and hurts.
Mhm.
Okay. Talon. This.
Feathers.
Mm-hmm. There is another word for feathers.
Wait. Um, is on the text these other words?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah,
In the beginning.
Plumage.
Plumage, exactly.
Ah.
Feathers, plumage. Okay. Any other?
Wing, but we another said.
Yeah, okay. Okay. How did let me see. The plumage was soft and everything, yes. What was said about the wings?
Wings.
Mm-hmm.
the thorn was.
Yeah.
It hit her on the wings.
Yeah, it hit the wing of the owl. Yes, a thorn. Like roses, they have thorns. Yes, they hurt. Okay, all right. What is said about the talons? How does the owl use the talons?
On the door, scratching the
Doing
door.
what? Scratching the door. Yes, because that's what I suppose owls do when they are trying to escape. Yes. There's another part of the body we mentioned before you started reading.
Head.
The head. What did it do with the head?
I didn't see the word head name.
Talos is scratching the door.
Bashing its head in a panic, like boom.
Yeah, trying to escape desperately. Yes, shaking the head, bashing the head in panic. Okay.
I was doing the owl for you and didn't see it.
Yeah, because when I'm projecting an image, I don't see you. Yeah. Okay. What's said about the horse? What are the parts of its body and what are the equipment? So there were two types of things to look for. Tell me.
Isabella wants to.
Paul's village is apart.
Which, Dali?
I saw a word that I don't know what it means, so
Okay, but I didn't hear it. That's why I asked.
I guess it's Paul's is shield.
Okay, palms. Yeah, humans have hands.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs, horses, they have paws. Yes, paws.
Paws.
How many?
É pato ou casco?
Depending on the animal.
Ah,
The
okay.
translation would be different. Okay, I understood. Yeah, I don't know the word for the second pound. Beethoven has pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patas.
Um,
The horse.
the horse as well. What else? Tell me more.
Hooves.
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 Mm-hmm. For the parts of the body,
Chest.
still, yeah.
Chest.
Mm-hmm.
Chest. Okay.
Head.
Mm-hmm.
And he said horn, but I never saw a horn in a horse.
Where is it? Where is it?
The
In the
beginning of the
text.
text.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The second part. Come on.
And
Look
nibble.
at the horn.
Okay.
And nibble curiously at the horn.
It's part of the equipment. It's not part of the horse's body. So horn, it's the equipment. It's from an animal's head, probably maybe an ox, like cows. Yes, an ox. They have, and they blow, making a sound. Yes, horn. Okay.
I know this instrument very well, Carol.
Please find the photo. We need it. We need it. Okay. Concentrate. Horn. So equipment now. Yes. What's the equipment mentioned?
Saddle.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not equipment, this barn. I know that the barn is where they stay, but it's not equipment.
Yeah. Well, it's related to, but it's not what they dress, like you said in the beginning. Okay.
I didn't.
You're reading again. You're still in time.
I can't remember the name of the clothes.
This part in the beginning of the second page, stirrups and nibble. I don't know what it is, but I thought it was a part of the dressing.
Exactly. That's why I didn't use vocabulary pre-teaching with you, because of the sentence you say like, I think it is. Yes. Nibble is the actions, like smelling, like, what is this? Yeah, animals do this to nibble. Okay, it's to smell. It's not an equipment. But the other one, yes, stirrup. It's this. It doesn't have. It's where the person riding the horse puts their feet.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it has, but it's like
put up
I don't
in
know
the
how to
saddle.
say. Yes.
It's this. Yeah, it's this. Yeah. Okay.
I had
it's
it
together with the saddle. Yeah. Are there other words?
What is this choral? Sure, the choral would descend into violence.
It's a word related to the horse. The horse is like a wild horse, a choral horse. Any other word?
This part in the end of the first page was already brought to a alternate lead.
Exactly. These were the two other last ones missing. Halter and lead. Yeah? Lead. It's also called leash. We use it for dogs as well. Okay, it's like it's a piece of fabric sometimes, like a rope. Maybe you use it around their neck. What the hell?
It's manifesting about it.
They are talking.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's terrible. I know. You see the halter and the lead is in the beginning. Okay. So in that, how to break a horse from WikiHow, because this is an important thing for someone to know, apparently. Yeah. The halter is the first thing is presented to the horse. Okay, why is it? Because it's what it's put in the head. Yes, it's the first equipment. Okay, this is the halter. Just for you to know, this is the equipment. Everything related. Some words, of course, are not in the text, but this is a photocolouring of with leather. No, I'm kidding. They produce this equipment. Yes.
There's even a purse.
What I really love, is horse health, which is a bit weird. But okay, I'm not gonna enter this topic. Okay, so equipment and parts of the body. Just as a reference, look at the difference in equipment for a horse, lots of them, and for an owl. There's something for it to stand on, usually, like gloves, and then there's always some kind of a rope attached to the feet. Yes, something. Oh God, I can't. Just a second.
I can't even. Meanwhile, I'm gonna show the picture of me and the berrante. No, I'm kidding.
Please.
I can find it. It's on my Instagram, but it's like one of the first ones, so it's gonna be tough, I think. Wait, let me see if I find it. Yes, it's the first one that I put on Instagram. I don't know if you guys can see it. I learned how to play. It was fucking hard, but I did.
Yeah.
You need to do like. Was from Sergio Reis. I don't know where the fuck the hunt is.
Grandpa.
I apologize. My dog is domesticated, as all dogs, but not well educated. Yeah. There's still some feral thing going on there. Yeah. I gave them a bone, a big one. So Mel is quiet because she still has it, but Beethoven uses like a biscuit. It's like gone in a second. So that happened. Sorry, apologize. So you see the equipment for an owl. There's nothing related to the text itself, but I thought it was interesting. Yeah, how the owl can be trained. Yeah, but to break a horse is a process that humans have been doing for a much longer time. There are all these equipments involved. Yeah, it's dressed, like you said in the beginning, somehow. Yeah. Okay. Well, third reading step. Take a look at the question.
They didn't keep the owl.
For some time, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so you kind of know already how to answer this question. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to go over both texts again and look for sentences that justify your answer somehow. Okay? Why? The sentence is not there, but maybe an information gives you this idea of the reason. I'll project the test again. You have 1 more minute. Go. 30 seconds. Okay, so why did they keep the horse? Why did they keep the owl?
The owl, because the wound was almost fatal if they release the bird before treated. And someone answered about the horse. I don't want to be good.
The owl was easier. I didn't about the horse.
Why did they keep the horse?
Oh, it's not clear,
Yes.
but I believe it's more related to a puppy, like to have an animal, and different to the owl situation. If I'm not mistaken, I got the idea that they try to help the animal.
Okay,
Like this.
all right. All right. Any other thing to add, Patterson and Carol's?
No.
No? All right. Um, you said you were irritated by the, not irritated, but the question was like, why did they keep the owl? And Natalia was like, they didn't keep the owl, but they tried to at some point. Okay. Well, last step. How do you relate the text to the words in pre-reading?
Oh.
Let's go back to the words in pre-reading.
Education.
There's no correct answer here. I thought of mine, but I'll probably be surprised as always by yours. For yeah, the way you correlate. I always am. Uh, I'll give you a minute to think about. Maybe go over the text once again. Choose one word. Choose two, three, all of them. Try to correlate to both texts, to both situations. Okay. A minute. Go. I'll project the questions again. Yeah. Do you need it, or do you remember the words?
I remember.
You remember? Okay. Good.
Transformation and
Good.
metamorphosis.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'd like everybody to try and give their own correlation on the words and the texts. But if you don't feel like it, you don't need to. But please do. Who starts? Volunteer or I pick names?
I can start.
Volunteer. Let's do it, Dali. Tell us.
I related the words in a way that education can help to transform someone, but depending on it is managed, it can make control of the other people, or you can give the opportunity to give the opportunity of them to fly.
Mhm.
I don't know if I was clear, but I was trying to relate education in a more authoritarian way or more transformation way.
All right. Okay. You went more philosophical than the no, but it's,
Totally.
no, awesome. No, I didn't give you any instructions because I didn't want to cut your wings. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Dali. Anyone else?
I can go.
Okay, Pet.
So I think in the first situation, the word education is more like the boy trying to education the horse and how to be how to like to transform the horse in a domestical animal. In the second situation is like the education is from is like the boy is learning how to how to treat how to take care at all. I think it's like two different way to education. So in the first, the boy try to education the horse, and the second one is like the own educated the boy to take care of her and to give her the opportunity to health, and after that to continue her wildlife. I don't know.
To go back to the wildlife. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Inverted processes. All right. Thanks, Pat. Next.
I can go.
You looked like you were going to, yeah.
Yes, because every time I was going to, Natalie was going also, so I was like waiting. So I thought that with the word transformation, that is something similar to what Pat said, that the limits of transformation of the nature of those two animals. You showed us how many things human needs to break the horse, the equipment, the dressing, and to transform something, to try to transform something from its nature. And about the owl, the humans in the history tried to help, and I didn't understand. I don't know if I understand it right, but they thought that she wouldn't survive if she was in the nature because she was hurt. But in some points of the history, they discovered that she wouldn't survive in a closed space either. In some point of the history. So I related to transformation.
Okay, right. they realized she wouldn't. She knew, they knew already she wouldn't be in peace in a closed space anyway. But it was time a little bit so it could somehow regain a little bit of strength. Yes, because it was hurt. Yeah. Okay, so transformation. All right. Carol and Natalie. Carol's. I don't think Carol Luz is participating today. I don't think she's just observing. So Carol.
I think it was Dad.
Yeah.
In the second text, when Dad said that the chances they all will be better and the nature than into a house, this is an education. And the narrator thinks after that, I think the all can live and healing in a house like maybe the narrator thought that was a metamorphosis. Okay? Because
Metamorphosis is correct. Yeah.
it's against the nature of the wild animal. And in the first text about the horse, it's a transformation because the horse was.
Sorry.
We are laughing about Furby answering.
Furby,
Carol.
Yes,
Not you.
I agree with Biela and Pat and Dali and everybody.
Also Natalie, who still hasn't spoken, but
Yeah.
you do too. Okay. So metamorphosis. All right, somehow. Natalie, love you. Out of the blue.
What from this? I'm curious.
Yeah, you
Now
will.
I'm curious.
Yes. Natalie, go.
So for me, the thing that was like more how to say more it called more my attention was the end of the text when she said about the owl. It didn't belong. It couldn't be taught to belong. So it's like for me, education can be used as a system to like make you learn, make you live, but it needs to respect your nature. And then sometimes you cannot, as much as you can do something, you cannot change the nature. So relating this to the horse is also the way that we were educated to treat these creatures, and how can these be like mess it up if you mess it up with the nature of these not human beings, these all other animals in the earth. So it's really complicated because at the same time that I can see why she kept the horse because it was not feral and etc. The way to treat it, it's based on how we want it and not how they like need to live in the end. It's complicated.
Yeah. I'll comment just this because the story gives a little bit more background. Yeah, I didn't use all of the background story for today's lesson, but this was one of the horses they had in the family. Yeah. That was already living there. They were also in contact with the wild horses that lived in the mountain, in a group, yes, of horses that would never be tamed somehow, as they would never be able to break them because they had always lived in nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tara mentions this at somehow in the last page when she describes the horse, says he had accepted the world as it was, in which he was an owned thing. He had never been feral. Yeah, so this idea of transforming, it was not related to this horse specifically because it never was. wild
Okay.
somehow. Okay. But they had contact with other horses too, wild ones. Yes. Well, and they have accidents too with the horses that they are trying to break. Yeah. Okay, the last reading step, question projected, reading silence. Do you need a minute to think about your answer, or you want to go?
I think I can go because I was thinking about this these days. Sorry,
Okay.
I speak a lot.
So, how do humans relate, and about the human spirit? Yeah, I'll stop
Okay.
projecting because I can see your face. Yeah, tell us, Natalie. And the other ones, try to think about this relation between humans and animals. Yeah, Natalie.
I believe that we got to a point in our so-called civilization, because I don't think we are civilized civilization. Uh, that I cannot say just exaggerated, but we passed a limit on how we think about ourselves and therefore how we do, like how we act in the world. So, in a lot of discussions of how you treat animals and what they do for us, is like the humans are on top of it. Like we are the owners of the earth, we do whatever we want. And then to provide to us, we do what we do with the animals. So we treat them like garbage practically, because we just eat them with put antibiotics. We invented animals, like we invented Chester, for example. And then this shows me how we need to step back and realize that like the earth is all together, that we are like all connected, and that like for the world to have this balance, we need to understand that the other beings are as important as well. Like we cannot just put our desires in front of it. So that's why I think the horse shows the human spirit, because it's like you are the humans make animals and other things, objects and everything, for their own satisfaction, as you can call it.
Okay. Peterson, Carol, Dali, and Isa.
Everybody's crying about my speech.
Yes. I was thinking a lot about this question in this period, I don't know how to say
Pandemic.
pandemic. When it started, people was talking about how the disease started, how this virus started, and it has something about how we treat animals, and our system, how does it work. So I've been thinking a lot in the sense of what Nat said. I don't know if I have something more to say, but I was really thinking a lot about it. He wants to manifest again.
Oh,
This is Mel.
And I agree about the horse being the best to talk about this relation.
Luciano is dead with his feral dog.
Why is it horse best related?
Because of the relation that the characters has in this piece of text. And breaking the horse. I can say this.
Yeah.
Breaking the horse, and I think with the owl, it happened something like what Pat said, that they kind of learn how to deal with this animal, helping it.
So we don't help the horse somehow.
No, I don't think so. it's we have been using horses long time in history, so it's difficult to think about it. But I think we don't help it.
Yeah. Okay. Next.
I
Sorry.
think I think the humans' relationship with animals can be better and will be better, specifically after this pandemic, because the most of the disease it's from the culture that we eat animals, and nowadays we see an alternative to substitute the meat for the other proteins.
Proteins.
Yeah. And now we see other people fighting for the animals' direitos.
Right.
Right. I'm sorry, I'm
You're a lawyer.
The animals' rights.
You are a lawyer. You should know. Okay.
The animals' rights and how we can live in the world with a balance. I'm a believer, right? So I think this. I heard in a podcast 2 weeks ago that now we have children who's born and they can't eat meat because they don't like the texture. So I think that the new people, it's evoluídos, evolved than us. And about the nature, I think the horses, because I think in wild, right? Wild horses living with another wild horses. They never alone. So as I can watch in a program show for the veterinarian on the mountain. But owls, they live alone and they hunt. Well, they live alone. They do what they need to do for living, and the horses living like a family, but not a family. It's a group.
They're sociable. Yeah, they're sociable in nature. Okay. You didn't facts. Patterson, I guess you're over. You are? Yeah, okay. You look like it. Yeah. Dahlia Patterson.
Well, I can try. I was thinking about what Isabella has mentioned related to this pandemic crisis and everything, and I believe as well in the topic that she mentioned about the historical context in how humans relate to animals. And in the beginning of the history, I believe there wasn't another perspective to see how to relate to the animals. But nowadays, with this crisis and everything, we are forced to think differently. And even if we don't have a lot of information of each, we are forced, as I said, to think how do things differently. So in this way, I believe nowadays this relation like horses and humans would be changed, not in a large scale, but I guess it's a start.
Yeah, not in a large scale. It's a. I would point out this specific part of your saying, Dali. It will be somehow still the same story as in a large scale. I don't think in 100 years we will think differently. Not even 200. I don't know.
As for
Well,
example,
can't
I
tell.
just to add something, I was watching TV last week and I saw an ad about uh, not animals proteins, and I was like, wow, so rare to see this kind of things in an open television. So I guess things starts to change.
Yeah. All right, Peterson.
So I I think is like the relation that they the human have to animals is most complicated because I think that humans don't learn yet how to lead with another humans. So I think it's more like the conception of the power of the animal. So they try to dominate it and try to make the animal to I forgot the word, sorry. But it's like to domesticate the animals. So when the human don't can do it, or maybe the human run because the animal could be kill him, or or it's like they don't try to do it. It's like they all because she's fly and she live wide like life. I think it's most hard to try to domesticate it their own because the humans can do it, and with the horse is more like it's possible because it's an animal you can try to educate and try to break him to obedecer. Obedecer is like I forgot.
Obey, yeah.
Yes. So I think that is it.
Okay.
I don't know if
Can I suggest a movie?
Sure.
There is on Netflix. It's a I don't know how to say. É um desenho. It's called Princess Mononoke from Studios Ghibli. It's not a cute one. It's Princess Mononoke.
Mononoke.
Nice.
It's
an animated movie. Animated, yeah.
Yeah, from Studios Ghibli. I don't know how to say. It's famous from Viagem de Chihiro.
Oh, it's amazing.
It talks about, because what Pat was saying, I think it's not only about human trying to domesticate animals, but trying to domesticate nature. And it's showing us that the game has turned. It's not possible to do it. It's possible, but it has its limits.
Mononoke.
And consequences, yeah. Limits.
Princess Mononoke.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. The question as I proposed the last ones, I was actually with something else in mind, but the contribution you gave was so interesting that I couldn't stop you. Natalie went somewhere. She was the first to speak to answer these questions, yes. And as you were saying, I was like, I think everybody's going to go in this direction. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it went great, so I didn't stop you. But when I proposed the question, because I read the entire book, because how do humans relate to animals is how do we see ourselves in them somehow. Yeah, like I relate to Beethoven, for example, because he's a bit aggressive. I see this part of me in him. I relate to him this way. Yeah. Joanna, the cat, she's really caring and everything, but she needs space. I relate to her somehow because of this characteristic in personality. Yeah? And the other question, like this spirit animal, something that represents us somehow, is in this relation we make with animals, not because of a relationship. Yeah. Of course, this is also possible, yes. My relationship with Joanna is much easier than with Beethoven, because Beethoven and I are both aggressive. Yes, they're like, ah! Yes, it's difficult. Yeah. So I don't know if you are able to maybe say something in this direction now, like how do we relate to animals? How do we see ourselves in them? How do we see ourselves in horses, tamed horses or wild horses? Yes, and an owl. The first, there's an animal there. There is a what's happening? Yeah. I know. Oh my god. What's its name again?
Calvin.
Calvin. Yeah, that's true. And Hobbes. No, I'm kidding.
We can
An
relate
owl is.
One bit.
Yeah, of course, you can relate to dogs. Of course, yes.
like eat and sleep. Looks like me.
You relate to dogs because of that. Okay.
He needs lose weight like me.
I said, Ivano said, a lot of people said that I relate to a sloth, the bicho preguiça, because, you know, I'm always in a place like with a sympathetic face, like, hi guys, but I won't move. Never. I don't know what I'm a spirit animal. I'm gonna think about it. I don't have an answer now. Next
do you
point.
think humans, because of the historical relationship with domesticated pets, do you think we relate more to dogs and cats and hamsters? Do we see ourselves more in these animals?
I would relate it to a symbolism of animals in some mythologies.
Mythology?
Yes, and for example, some people, no, me, for example, I was trying to find a draw of, I forgot the name of the bird that is very fast and has a big.
Nightingale.
Huh?
Hawk? No.
Eagle.
What?
You're just
No,
guessing. You're just guessing. Let her explain. Hummingbird.
Hummingbird. I was trying to find a draw of a hummingbird to tattoo it. Because for me it is related to freedom and everything. So I guess maybe mythology is a way that human related to animals, butterflies, metamorphoses, and etc.
Yeah. Birds, they have this cultural mythology that they represent freedom because they can, move quite easily and fast and without strains. As long as they're not. as long as they're not caged, of course.
Yeah.
We take away their freedom somehow.
You know which animal I remember now that I think is too cute and I would like to be it? Otter. You know what an otter is?
Yeah, hello
Hello.
from the other side. Yeah.
They are so cute. It's like
They are. Yeah.
What is
Do
this
we?
animal?
otter is the one that stays in the water with the belly up, with the other one here that they stay like this.
Yeah.
I'm
They
gonna
have like
send you a
they have
picture.
like a long beard. Yeah, like a
Ah,
mustache. Yeah. They look like a seal somehow. I think they are related. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think, Natalie, we relate to humans relate to animals, as Dali said, the symbol is for freedom, but because they're cute too, that's why we domesticate dogs and cats, because they're cute. We like to see them. And there is a wave movement. I really hope it stops, trying to adopt goats and pigs, because when they're babies, they're cute.
Mm-hmm.
But then the people forget they grow and they grow huge.
Yeah.
Yes, a goat can break everything in your house if you want to. Yes, because it jumps like crazy. Yes. And a baby pig, it's bigger than a Labrador. It's not a baby one. It's like 30, 40 kilos. It's huge. Yes.
Thank you.
But humans, we see it on the internet. Yeah, like cute animals. Oh, I want to have one. Yes, because we relate to them somehow. Maybe this cuteness. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we don't like a wild horse because it's feral. Like
Yeah.
humans are not. Like, okay, yeah, sure, we're not wild, yes.
We are very Pacific. We are so
Yeah.
I don't know why.
There is usually like a reaction, a collective reaction, watching animals in the wild. Yes, like they kill each other. Yes, it's so bloody, and sometimes there's no relation with family one. Yeah, like. And we're like, oh my God, it's shocking. Yes, like, oh, an animal eats the baby because the baby is not going to survive in nature. So I'll eat it and I'll feed the other babies so the other babies have a chance. And we're like, how could you? Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm gonna call child services.
Exactly.
Isabella, this is the order. See on my face.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same.
Almost there.
Well, this is a warm-up. I thank you so much, especially for the contribution now in the end. Yes, with this, you went very philosophical. and relating to also the current moment in our lives as the pandemic and everything too. Well, this is going to be online. Maybe one day you change someone's mind just because of what you said.